Hey guys, Desolator Magic here with some rapid fire news stories from the Desolator News Network, your most trusted source for magic news. First up, Mark Rosewater did a interview with IGN where he assured people that their goal is not to make the quickest buck they can and call it a day. He reiterated later, we want to make something we honestly believe that the players to their core will enjoy, and we really do try to look at what's going to make Magic have its best chance of lasting for a very long time. And he said that just as like, well, I'm not going to back it up with evidence or proof, but I'm going to say it basically in response to the accusations that Universes Beyond was going in the wrong direction. So he said, so as you may or may not know, The Walking Dead Universes Beyond was the best-selling Secret Lair ever, and the Lord of the Rings set was the best-selling set of all time. They must have changed how they measure that, because if that's not one of the Masters sets, I guess numbers versus dollars, I don't know. Honestly, I don't believe it. But it did kind of blow up online with the streamers and the search for the One Ring, which was kind of gimmicky in my opinion. I don't know. It released right when Amazon was ruining the Lord of the Rings, so it couldn't have done that well. I'm not sure I even believe him, but sure. So the general vibe I got was he's saying, hey, we're doing all this stuff that the community hates that appears to make a buck in the short term, but is pissing off people and driving them away from the game in the long term, but we're not doing that. Like, trust me, bro, take my word for it. Nah, that ain't good enough, because that's what you are doing, and that's what Chris Cox told you to do, and that's what he did when he was the CEO. I think it was a hint that they're focusing on digital. Digital people can tolerate more complexity, more stuff to track because they aren't the one doing it, and they want faster best-of-one matches because they have things to do with their life. So that's the direction they're moving. It's killing paper, and it's pissing everybody off. Now, just a little bit ago, apparently Josh Lee Kwai, one of the people on one of the two Commander things, I don't know, whatever, he has now revealed in an interview, let me just directly quote it. Josh said, I've talked to people inside Wizards. I know for a fact they said, do not do this. And then he was asked, do not do this specifically to? And Josh replied, the ban. Don't do these bans. Wizards' advice to the rules committee was like, don't do this. I don't know if they said, hey, just do Nadu and Dockside or what, but they were like, this full decision, please don't do this. So the whole, WOTC was collaborating with them to print a card, make everybody pay for it, then kill it, then cycle and repeat. Nah, bro, that's too risky. The information would get out. I gave a lot of reasons why that's not true. So apparently, one of the people said, we have had a lot of experience with bannings, right? We know what kind of fallout can happen. We are advising not to do this, is what Wizards was saying. I'm not sure if they were asking or extrapolating there. That wasn't Josh saying that, but yeah. WOTC wasn't happy about this one, so it sounds like they were just like, this is going to absolutely make the community go in an uproar. And they said, no, you're breaking competitive Magic, which is all we care about and know about. We have no idea about casual or semi-casual or structured play because that's not our world. But we're still in charge of the Commander ban list, so we're going to pull the trigger. Woo! I don't know if I'll ever get tired of saying I was right, but remember when I said they're both wrong? WOTC was wrong for printing it, and the whatever the hell committee was wrong for banning it? They were correct that it needs to go. They were just wrong in banning it. Because the damage and the fallout would be way, way, way too strong. Well, out-of-touch elitists that never talk to real players, they just talk to, rich people and wannabes and tryhards. Well, this is what you get. You get bad decisions that are uninformed, who don't even listen to WOTC warning them not to do this. I think they wanted to send a warning to WOTC to tell them never, ever, ever print something like this again. Stop pushing the power level. But now they all resigned, so who cares? Personally, my theory is that most people on the committee just thought WOTC is way too skittish about banning anything ever. Let's just pull the trigger for once, Like they said on the Burbs, take your balls out of your wife's purse and actually make the right decision for once. And how'd that go for them? Now I'd say don't have a job, but it was unpaid, which is even funnier. Oh, except for all the insider trading, allegedly. That was pretty profitable. So they did give up a little bit of potential income, unfortunately. And wait a couple months, WOTC's going to unban this, so don't get rid of your copy just yet. Next up, a plane shift product has came out. That's where it's Universes Beyond for D&D. That's the best way to say it. So they've got Duskborn, which would be a really, really cool place to play D&D in. I think they probably nailed it. I mean, it's their D&D department. It's probably half AI generated and half woke crap, but you know. This would be so insanely cool. But then again, like a level 9 to 18 party jumping in here and just absolutely stomping the tits off of everything doesn't really fit Dustborn, but it would be funny. That would be a funny sequel. You tell me that you don't want this to happen, okay? Innistrad, we return to it. Somebody comes in, some foreign force comes in that is overwhelmingly powerful, finally sides with those pathetic ass humans, and decides we are just gonna take anything creepy and weird and whoop its ass. You know, so the Alameos beam down in their flying saucers, or some army comes from frickin' Gondor. I don't care where. They just decide, oh, vampires, werewolves, all that? Yeah, blast them. And so I started blasting. It could literally just be Frank from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Actually, that would be the one universe beyond. Frank with 2 revolvers. And make him a planeswalker. What the hell? Well, anyway, it's out. You know, you could do traps. You could do sneaking around, rogue stuff. You could just fight. You could just be like, we're going to take the plane back. We're going to destroy this house one room at a time. I've been out of D&D for about 1.5 years now. I retired after like 10 years. It was just always a scheduling conflict that I had to get caught up in. It's a whole thing. There were a couple other reasons, but yeah, I mean, this ain't going to get me back in, but it's neat. So if that sounds cool, I guess go check it out. People are actually starting to buzz a little bit, and I saw this come in about playing Brawl at F&M at their local gaming store, or with their friends even. So structured play would work because it's a very structured format, but you know how you usually need 3 or 4 of a really expensive card in Standard Constructed? Well, now you only need, you know, between 0 and 1 because Brawl is singleton. Now, it used to be 59 plus 1, and they've extended it to 99 plus 1, but it is still limited to just the cards that are legal in Standard if you're playing Standard Brawl. Now, I believe Brawl on Arena was extended to Eternal. And then you got like Alchemy versus like Historic. It was kind of a mess. I don't even know where the dust settled on that one. But there's really nothing stopping you from saying, oh, we're playing Standard Brawl, the old school one, 59 plus 1. Otherwise, you could make 99 plus 1 work with a pool that's 1 year longer than it should be. So if that sounds interesting, you do it. Otherwise, let me just pitch another one out there that nobody's talking about, Artisan. I don't think your store is going to go for it because Artisan is all of Standard, except no rares and no mythics. It isn't great because usually it's just, okay, who crammed the most powerful synergy for some mechanic or some tribal into the uncommon slot, and then you just hit the gas from there, and there's usually 1 or 2 top decks, and they blow everything else out of the water, but sometimes it works. I mean, either way, it's really, really, really inexpensive. Like, really inexpensive. We had 2 separate posts that blew up online that basically said, hey, I haven't been playing for a while. I came back. What the hell is this? I'm not going to read them word for word, but yeah, people are like, what's with the complexity? I can't follow this. This is completely different. What's with the power level? What's with Jurassic Park stuff? Like, what is going on with any of this? Oh, there actually was a 3rd post. I forgot I had this in my notes. Somebody said, I haven't played for a few years, came back. What the hell is wrong with the standard power creep? This is insane. We're basically playing Modern. Yes, we are. And we're actually into Vintage and Legacy with the win on turn 2 crap. I've got a turn 3 deck. Both of those, by Wizards' own stated policy about 5 years ago, are unacceptable for Modern. That's right. Modern needs to go to turn 4. If you win on turn 3 too much, you're under the ban hammer. That's part of why Amulet Bloom got beat. Or banned. It couldn't be beat. That was the problem. And right now, there's about 3.5 decks that are completely and utterly broken, and you can't play around them. They're too fast. They're too consistent. They're too powerful. Completely and utterly anomalous power level. Is exactly what I said would happen. You've got 2 different versions of Mono Red Rush. So one's Leyline and one's not. There's some crossover, so that's the 1.5 decks. You got my deck, and then you've got Black Attrition, where you just do not let the person play their deck at all. There's too much discard. What are they possibly going to do about that? You could just ban Liliana and ban Duress, and it doesn't matter. Like, a discard card will be printed in the next set, the next set, and the next set. It is a draft staple. In fact, it will probably be in the common or uncommon slot. So what are they going to do about it? Nobody wants to play against this shit until the next rotation. What are they going to do about it? Rotate early or lose every single player they have. Those are the 2 options. I don't know what they're going to do. My guess is nothing until it's a disaster. WOTC is going full, this is fine, until it is way too late. and then they panic and jump out a window and do more damage than they would have if they would have just handled it in the first place or not lit the house on fire in the first place. There is an all-impending deck that's starting to gain steam, but Abhorrent Oculus, where you just generate a bunch of crap and then resurrect it and protect it, very, 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 very annoying. The Valgavoth Resurrector deck, very annoying, or Reanimator, whatever you want to call it. But ironically, most of the cards in Dustmourne aren't worth that much, and people must kind of see the writing on the walls or not be playing paper, because Leyline of Resonance, the card that everybody wants banned, is a mere $6. There's also some rumors that WOTC knew that the power level would be way, way, way too high for Standard because they're trying to push people to Alchemy. Now here is the shocking part, okay? Alchemy rotated on time. And if that's news to you, that's news to probably 99% of the people that I've told it to. It was news to me, and it had already happened. Alchemy rotated, Standard did not. So Alchemy is now Standard without 4 sets. They got rid of all the sets from the year when it should have rotated. Unfortunately, everybody hates Alchemy and is not going to reinvest. All the Alchemy cards and packs and whatever the hell else were, rare burners. I mean, I would say I don't have the right resources to play it, and I have almost 1,000 common and uncommon wild cards on Arena, 150 rares, and 64 mythic wild cards, and I still am like, not quite enough for Alchemy, can't really get into it. Plus, there's barely enough players to play Standard right now. I keep playing against the same 8 people, which sucks because then they know what my deck is. And we're talking on a weekday night or a weekend I'm playing against the same people. Oh, and it's October 3rd, I just requalified for Diamond from all the way at the bottom of Platinum, so yeah, watch out, coming for that mythic again. Although even I'm getting bored of my deck, I want to build some more stuff because there's such neat cards in Duskmourn. Unfortunately, I can't because none of it would be competitive. I have got a deck list that's pending a little bit of tweaking and optimization, playtesting, that kind of stuff that I haven't even bothered to build yet. I don't even have one card assembled yet in Arena. It's just in Notepad and a text file because I know that it won't compete with the top 4 decks right now. You have to kill something on turn 2 or 3 or you're going to lose. It doesn't do that, so the deck is over. Now take that times any deck I have in my head. Blue rooms, blue-white room splash, forget it. Not even worth it, no point. If I built it, I would just get killed on turn 3 or 4 with Red Rush or the stupid pump it and blow it up, do damage, red garbage. With that stupid mouse that they need to ban along with, about 10 other cards. If they were to take a ban action that wasn't just rotate early, one, it would piss people off right after the Jeweled Lotus ban because people still think that it was them making the decision. And 2, I don't think it would go far enough. And 3, if they didn't do that, if they did not rotate early, they would have to ban, I've calculated, a bare minimum of 9 cards. And that is unprecedented. They have never done something like that. That would piss people off to no end. They would just say this is the last straw. So they're stuck. Standard's a dead format. It's going to keep getting more and more dead as we go until they take drastic action. I've heard rumors of drastic actions, and now at this point, when it's almost 2025, I've been hearing it for 2 years. I think those were just wishful thinking and incorrect rumors and trolls spreading nonsense. So we'll see. When the money starts to run out, they do like to make knee-jerk reactions, but whatever they're doing right now, I wouldn't consider it to be planning. I think that's the best way to do it. They don't have a nice structured plan and what if and if this, then that. They just don't think ahead that far. That's a shame. Well, it's the best TCG in the world run by the worst company in the world. Or one of. Bank America and Verizon are still around. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you guys next time.